Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how's it going?
It's going great, Steven. How are you guys?
Can't complain. You have a good weekend?
Yeah. The weather was it's still hot, but it was kind of finally um, you know, getting there to it's not too hot.
Right, exactly. I'm ready for the fall. I'm ready for the fall, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if I am, but I'll take what I can get.
All right. I'll let y'all take it away with movie reviews.
Sure thing. So I saw a movie that actually came out right as we started our break called The Green Knight. And this is a A24 film, which means they're the people who got famous. They did Hereditary, they did Moonlight, they produced Euphoria for HBO. So it's an independent studio that's known for doing these kind of fun, cool, provocative, interesting things. And this movie is based on a King Arthur legend about Sir Gawain, which I don't know too much about the kind of the King Arthur storylines besides like Excalibur and Merlin. But in this story, Gawain is the youngest, or is the nephew of King Arthur and the youngest knight in the Knights of the Round Table. And on Christmas, this character, the Green Knight, comes and challenges anyone to a game where they strike him, and then a year later he comes and strikes them back. So Dev Patel plays Gawain, and he pretty much cut off the Green Knight's head during this thing, and the Green Knight then proceeds to pick up his head and says, "You have to come see me in a year at this chapel, and I'm going to cut off your head." So that leads to this whole kind of storyline of him going on an adventure to meet basically his fate and his honor and things like that. And along the way, different things happen. But really, what's interesting about this movie is it's not like an action movie at all. It's a very interesting movie. They do a lot with the music. They do a lot with the visuals, the pacing, the style. Um, it's very interesting. Not for everyone, I'll say this for sure, but I liked it. I ended up, it's one of those movies you watch and you're not sure how you feel, but as it sits with you over time, it starts to, you start to appreciate it a little more, and you start thinking about how just the director did different styles and how the music's kind of changed things. So if you're looking for something different, definitely check it out. It's on rental on Amazon and other streaming services.
Cool. So I didn't see any films this weekend. Something actually unique happened this weekend. I actually had a interview with Mr. Gene Pope this weekend for my Conversations with Chike Evans series. And if you remember a while back, I reviewed Mr. Gene Pope's film King of Knives. And he revealed in our interview that King of Knives now has a greenlit sequel.
Nice.
And the sequel is the script is written, and they're going to go into production probably early next year or sooner. The reason that I bring that up is because I want to revisit King of Knives, because I think that it's an underrated film about a middle-age crisis. And I think that it deserves to be revisited and reassessed. It is a holiday movie, and we have the holidays coming up. So I would urge people to check that out again, King of Knives, and prepare for the sequel. However, there are two series that are outstanding that I'm into right now. One is Adrian Brody and the Stephen King inspired Chapelwaite on Epix, which is similar to, if anyone can remember, Salem's Lot from Stephen King back in the day. And I think that was the 80s, Salem's Lot with, who starred in Salem's Lot? David Soul. And if you know David Soul is from Starsky and Hutch. David Soul was a big thing back in the 80s. Check that out. Chapelwaith is pretty good. It's dark and it's about vampires.
Nice.
So check it out. And there is a new series on HBO Max, and it's called Scenes of a Marriage with Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain. First of all, the whole introduction to each episode is basically behind the scenes footage leading up to them saying action. So you see the actors coming on set and the cameras following them, and you get to see how they're preparing, with coronavirus, things in place, and the running with the set runner and talking about things right before they hit the set, and the last minute tweaks to a script just before they started film. And it gives you a different type of respect for actors, because you have all this hustle and bustle going on and they're getting all this information, and they get to this point where it gets quiet for 3 seconds and it says action and they jump right into character.
Yep.
Without missing a beat. It's like, oh wow, they're professional. Like professional to the point. And I've been in films nowhere near like that. Like I'm like, wow, how can you do that? And they lead up to every opening of an episode that way. But the content of this show is hard hitting. Like I said, it's called Scenes from a Marriage. And these are people that are married and they're dealing with tough content within their marriage: infidelity, polyamory, child rearing, finances. And they're coming hard with the subject matter. So definitely check it out. It's only 2 episodes in, and I'm blown away. Like every time one ends, I'm waiting for the next episode. So
Nice.
definitely check that out. HBO Max, Scenes of a Marriage. And of course, another one that's hard hitting is what's that 9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu. Another one that's hard hitting. So yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I saw the first episode of 9 Perfect Strangers, so I'm excited to see where it goes next. But it's got that quirkiness that I want to learn more about.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, the only thing I want to talk about is the morning show. I love this show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
It's back.
Yes, and
Oh wow.
Friday. Listen, I had canceled my Apple TV, and then I got a notification. Come back. Morning show's back. I'm like, I did it. And so I thought it was gonna be 2 episodes. I could have sworn last season they did 2 episodes. They released 2 episodes time. They released
They
one.
did.
So disappointed.
I gotta keep you subscribed.
But it's really good. So they pick up where it left off when Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston's characters, when they had locked the producer out, or the head out. The producer actually locked the head out, and they announced on the show what was really going on before they were cut. Well, so it's New Year's Eve. So going into the season, Reese Witherspoon and this other guy are the anchors. Jennifer Aniston quit. So she's away at some, upstate somewhere, just writing a book or whatever. And so they decided, well, the ratings have gone down, and now they're deciding on bringing Jennifer Aniston back. And she doesn't want to do it because she feel like, been there, done that. I quit. How will it look like we come back? And he said, and the executive producer is like, no, I'm setting you up for your own show. I just need you to do a year on the morning show, just to help the ratings, because you are the morning show. So New Year's Eve countdown. Reese Witherspoon finds out, because they had told her that she was going to get the evening show, like the evening news, like anchor. They had told her that. But really, she wasn't getting it. He was just trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do for the show? And so the anchor, he tells her while they're doing the countdown, during the whole thing, that he's actually getting that show, and he just wanted to tell her, because you're going to find out. And so, of course, she goes off. And so, so I watched, they have like these little notes afterwards, with their interviews. And what it shows is how we all were going into 2020, just excited about a new year. So one of the guys, he gets engaged in New Year's Eve. Jennifer Aniston's excited about this new show, and they're going to bring COVID into the show. So I'm curious to see how they do that. But
it's going to change everybody's plans. It's going to change everything.
So did you just pretty much spoil the first episode for us?
Well, I didn't tell you everything. There's a lot.
I mean, I'm never probably going to overwatch the show, so I don't mind personally.
It's a good show, Adam.
But I don't have Apple TV, and I'm not going to subscribe to it.
$4.99 a month, don't you?
It's not worth it. I have too many streaming services. You know what? You guys were talking about like Ted Lasso, and I was like, this is probably going to be one of those. It's how you hear that thing is like, oh, this is the best rated show no one's ever seen. All of Apple TV shows are like that to me. I'm like, one day, but right now I got Amazon, I got HBO, I got Hulu, I got Disney, I got Netflix. I'm not gonna get any more.
And I had Hulu because it was with my old cell phone service. But when I switched to another provider, got rid of Hulu. I was like, man, because I actually like Hulu.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of good shows.
Yeah. So I don't know. I might have to bite the bullet. But yeah, anything coming down the pipeline? You said you were right. The holidays are coming quickly amongst us.
Oh yeah. No Time to Die. After a year and a half, I think. I mean, we're ready to see this final Daniel Craig James Bond movie, and it comes out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they've been pushing for this theatrical release because the movie's been done for
since March of last year. They were doing press releases and like people were going out to talk shows and everything. So I'm looking forward to it. James Bond is one of my favorite characters in cinema. So, and I'm curious about the future of James Bond, where they go from here forward. Yep.
Yeah. Real quick, we're talking about, now the shows are coming back in, even like some of these talk shows are having live audience. Usually they have masks on and whatnot. When they were showing the behind the scenes of the morning show, they were showing, because they shot that during COVID, they were showing how they digitally made it seem like there are more people in the audience, like New Year's Eve kind of thing, which was very, very weird. And I would never have guessed that. I thought it was just like a normal whatever, but they showed how they digitally, made it seem like there was more people out there. But
yeah. Soon they won't even need us. We'll just have our talking heads here, and the AI will recreate us, so we can just phone it in.
Exactly.
Everyone knows show business is about smoke and mirrors.
Well, thanks, guys. Always let us know what to spend our time and money on and what not to. And have a great week.
All right. Thanks, you too.
All right. We'll be right back.